Could those who are able please stand for the arrival of Her Excellency Margaret Beazley, AC, KC, Governor of New South Wales, and also Mr. Dennis Wilson. Please be seated. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land on which we meet today, the Angleball people of the Bundjalung Nation. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. So good morning everyone. My name is Phil Chapman and I'm your Master of Ceremonies for today. On behalf of the Ballina community, I say welcome. We also welcome all those who are joining us via the live streaming service. Apart from viewers all around Australia, I'm aware that there are family and friends overseas who are joining us, especially in Germany, Scotland and other countries in the United Kingdom. Although we are all separated by time and distance, you are all most welcome. And I know that you are with us in spirit to mourn, to celebrate, and to move on with confidence into the future. It's my privilege to welcome our special guest this morning. I'd like to welcome Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beazley, AC, KC, Governor of New South Wales, and Mr. Dennis Wilson. I'd like to welcome Nola Watson, the Chair of the Marine Rescue New South Wales Board, Commissioner Todd Andrews, Marine Rescue New South Wales, Peter Hill, Unit Commander, Marine Rescue Ballina, the Honourable Janelle Saffin MP, Minister for Small Business, Minister for Recovery, Minister for North Coast. Welcome to Tamara Smith MP, Member for Ballina, and also welcome to Sharon Cadwallader, our Mayor of Ballina Shire Council. To a close-knit community such as ours, the events on the 4th of May were an absolute tragedy. This sentiment was also echoed around the world. On the day of Bill Ewan's funeral service on the 15th of June, maritime search and rescue organisations from around the world lowered their flags to half-mast. So this tragic event has touched marine families worldwide. Today, we gather to acknowledge that tragedy, to pay our respects to those who lost their lives, to show our support for the other 4 men who were on board Ballina 30, and to thank all volunteers involved. Later in the program, I'll speak a little more of both Frank Peach and Bill Ewan. For the moment, though, I'd like to focus on what an incredible network of services we have, all trying to keep our community safe. Today we have members of Marine Rescue, both Ballina and throughout the state. We have members from the State Emergency Service, New South Wales Police Service, Fire Rescue Services, the Paramedics and Ambulance Service, the doctors and the nurses from the various hospitals and health services. All these people give countless hours of service to keep, as I said, to keep our community safe. They are known as the first responders. Next, we have our volunteers who keep our community radio operational so that everyone is kept up to date with weather forecasts, river conditions and information, which translates into saving lives. Then we have other support groups, the Lions Clubs, the Salvation Army groups, Rotary Clubs, who all combine to keep our responders fed and hydrated in times of emergency. The churches and other community groups who follow up with vouchers for food and clothing. And this was especially evident during the floods of 2022. We have chaplains, we have psychologists, physiotherapists, and associated medical providers. And then we have our community, the ordinary mums, the ordinary mums and dads and grandparents who are just there to help in any way needed, whether it be by way of food, clothing, shelter, or just a friend to talk to. I'm so proud to be part of this community. We've weathered floods, storms, COVID, shark attacks, road accidents, beach drownings, submerged cars in our rivers, and now a boating tragedy affecting our members and their families. I'm constantly amazed at the resilience of this community. We just seem to keep on going. And I'm sure we will bounce back after this tragedy. Well, bounce mightn't be quite the correct word, but certainly we will regroup, and tomorrow we will be there again for each other. I recently watched a post-match interview after a State of Origin, and one player commented that they just kept turning up for each other. Well, that's what we do here in our community. We just keep on turning up. Now, before settling here over 40 years ago, I lived in a few towns, but none as good as this. So today, as we remember Frank and Bill, we should also give thanks that we have such a wonderful community. And as a bonus, we get to live and work in this beautiful part of the world. We should be proud of our community, proud of our shire, be resilient and stay focused on what we can do to improve our future and for the future of those who come after us. Today we pay tribute to Frank and Bill and also say thank you to all those who strive to keep our community safe. I'd now like to invite the headliners to lead us in their first song, Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. 'Twas grace that taught us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Thank you so much, ladies. It's now my privilege to invite Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beazley, AC, KC, Governor of New South Wales, to address us.
Thank you. I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of these lands, the Bundjalung people, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Thank you, Phil, for your introduction. Thank you to our beautiful choir and the choice, I think, of that hymn, Amazing Grace, I think is the beginning of what today is all about a day of grace, about a day of amazing grace. Minister Saffin, the member for Ballina, Mayor, Commissioner Andrews, Marine Rescue New South Wales members, family members most importantly, and of course everyone who is here today and the entire extended community. That was a really sad night, and today is a sad occasion. But on that night, there are a number of things that we know. We know that on that night, commitment didn't fail. We know on that night that dedication didn't fail, the training didn't fail. We also know that on that night, courage shone. And so for today, I know in one respect, we will all have very similar emotions, but in a very real way, we will all have very different emotions coming from the family, from our friendships, from what we knew of these two remarkable individuals, and what we know of this truly, truly remarkable organisations. And I also know, and we all know, why you're here today. You're here, and we are here. And can I thank you for asking us, myself and Dennis, to be here with you to share this very deeply sad, but in its own way, deeply proud moment in your lives. We know that you are here because you care. You care about what happened on the evening of the 4th of May. You so deeply care about those individuals. You care about the work of Marine Rescue New South Wales. And you care about Ballina. And again, I just can say thank you again for allowing us to care with you, because we do care. We care very, very deeply. And when Marine Rescue, that crew of 6, headed out that night on the Ballina 30, they were heading out as a trained and an equipped crew. And they had one purpose in mind: to reach a vessel in distress and to assist that sailor on board. And they knew then, and we know now, that the conditions were treacherous. But they also knew that they had a role to play in fulfilling the mission, the one they'd signed up for, the one that they do for each and every member of our community. Their commitment to the mission of Marine Rescue New South Wales to save lives on water. They had the courage to do this. And we have to remember that these two wonderful men, they were out there as volunteers. They were there as volunteers of Marine Rescue, that wonderful volunteer community who's out here every day and every night. And as volunteers, what does that tell us? We don't have to think very hard on that one, because it simply tells us that they were truly wonderful men. Truly wonderful men who were prepared to give their time, their training, their courage, their commitment to help someone in distress. And it is that courage and that commitment to community which is the defining characteristic of the more than 3,000 volunteers of Marine Rescue who are out on the waters, in the radio rooms, protecting all of the people who love being on the water. So to those, the family and the others who are close to Bill and Frank, what can one say? Sometimes I think we just need to be honest and say there isn't much one can say in your grief other than to acknowledge the depth of your grief, the depth of your love, the depth of your loss, and to say thank you to Frank and Bill, and to say thank you to you. Thank you for the times you were at home when they were out on the water. Thank you for your courage and your commitment for coming through this terribly sad time. And Commissioner, and to everyone involved in Marine Rescue New South Wales, and to all the first responders, on behalf of the State of New South Wales, can I say thank you again. Thank you to each and every one of you. Your service is so deeply appreciated. Your service is so important to our community. Your service keeps our community together. Your service is the definition of what community is. And so for all those in those 46 units up and down the East Coast, around Lord Howe Island, down in the Alpine Lakes region, along the Murray River, you're there. You're there all the time. You are community. You create the community, you support the community, and you are the community. And so to the people here today, the people of Ballina, the people of Northern Rivers region, thank you. Thank you for being here today, for your support, for your respect, for your compassion. And to the families again, and to the friends, just know that that support and that compassion will always remain with you. And again, thank you for reminding us what true humanity is all about. And it just seems to me, and I said at the beginning, with that hymn, Amazing Grace, the service of Bill and Frank and their fellow crew members was indeed the exemplification of amazing grace. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Our next speaker is Commissioner Todd Andrews from Marine Rescue New South Wales.
Good morning. We gather here today with heavy hearts we gather to honour two extraordinary men, Bill Ewan and Frank Petch. We gather to recognise the dedication of Marine Rescue Ballina volunteers. We gather to acknowledge the unwavering support of this remarkable community. And we gather to pay tribute to the emergency services personnel and partner agencies who stood together in the face of unimaginable tragedy. On the evening of May 4, 2026, 6 Marine Rescue Ballina volunteers launched a rescue mission with a simple purpose: to help a sailor in distress. It was a mission they had undertaken many, many times before. But that night became the darkest night in the history of Marine Rescue New South Wales. Tragically, Bill Ewan and Frank Petch did not return home, and neither did the sailor. Bill and Frank lost their lives while serving others. Their loss is felt deeply by their families, their friends, their fellow volunteers, the Marine Rescue New South Wales family, and the entire Ballina community. Bill and Frank were very different men, but they shared something profoundly important. They believed in service. They believed in helping others. They believed that when someone needed assistance on the water, that you answered the call. And that belief and spirit is at the very heart of Marine Rescue New South Wales. Every day across the state, Marine Rescue New South Wales volunteers undertake search and rescue missions. They often have to leave family dinners, step away from birthday celebrations, sacrifice weekends, or rise in the middle of the night to help people they may never meet. They do not do this for recognition. They do not do this for reward. They do this simply because someone needs help. Volunteering is often described as giving your time. But anyone who has worn the Marine Rescue blue uniform knows that it is far more than that. While it is giving your time, it is also giving your commitment, your energy, your courage, and your heart. And the volunteers of Marine Rescue Ballina embody this every single day. Their professionalism, dedication, and compassion have helped save countless lives over many years and brought comfort to families during moments of uncertainty and fear. They are not only rescuers, they are trainers, watchkeepers, mentors, community members, and trusted friends. They are an essential part of the fabric of this region. To the people of Ballina and the wider Northern Rivers community, thank you. The flowers, the messages, the donations, the acts of kindness, the offers of support, and the countless expressions of compassion have provided comfort when it was needed most. You reminded us and the families of Bill and Frank that no one has to face grief alone. Today, we also acknowledge our partner emergency services and fellow first responders. The response to the tragedy on May the 4th demonstrated the very best of emergency services cooperation and professionalism. To the New South Wales Police Marine Area Command, New South Wales State Emergency Service, Westpac Rescue Helicopter Service, Surf Life Saving New South Wales Ambulance, the Lismore Hospital staff, and all those members of the public who assisted during the response and recovery operation, thank you. In our darkest hours, you stood with us. You supported our families, cared for our volunteers, and worked tirelessly under incredibly difficult circumstances. The bonds between our organisations are forged through service, strengthened through trust, and made unbreakable through shared experience. Following the tragedy, neighbouring marine rescue units at Brunswick and Evans Head have been providing offshore boating assistance to the Ballina community. This has ensured that marine rescue services at Ballina, both inshore and offshore, continue uninterrupted until the interim replacement vessel arrives later this month. In addition, dedicated volunteer radio operators at Marine Rescue Port Macquarie continue to provide vital communication support to the Ballina unit. To these marine rescue volunteers from other units, thank you. Your commitment and willingness to support your fellow volunteers exemplify the strength, unity and resilience of the marine rescue family. And the spirit within the marine rescue family is incredible. It lives on in every volunteer who continues to train, continues to serve, and continues to answer the call for help. And it lives on in the memory of Bill and Frank. Heroes are often described by the actions they take in a single moment. But Bill and Frank's legacy was built over years of selfless service, friendship, commitment, and care for others. They were husbands, fathers, grandfathers, mates and crewmates. They were volunteers who stepped forward when others needed help. They were men who embodied the very best of our organisation and of the community. Our two comrades were lost, but they will never be forgotten. We honour them through every rescue. We honour them through every life saved. And we honour them today. Bill Ewan and Frank Petch. Two comrades lost, heroes forever.
Thank you, Commissioner Andrews. Our next speaker is Unit Commander Peter Hill from Marine Rescue Ballina. He's going to share a few thoughts with us.
To the Ballina community, on behalf of the families of our lost and injured brothers, thank you. On behalf of Marine Rescue Ballina, Marine Rescue Headquarters and our sister units in the Northern Rivers, thank you. To those who left beautiful flowers and thoughtful cards at the tower, thank you. To the Classic Car and Bike Parade organisers and owners, thank you. To those who raised funds and donated for the 6 families, thank you. And Bill's wife, Kerry, has asked me to thank all of you, particularly the Cherry Street Sports Club, for supporting the fundraising and also for Marine Rescue for their continuing support. To all the other emergency services and volunteer groups in this region, many present today, thank you. To the schools who lifted our spirits, thank you. And we will come out the other side of this. Your love and support means so much.
Thank you, Commander Hill. I'd like to welcome back Kath Gordon and the Ballina headliners, who are going to introduce our next item.
We are all of us, someone's daughter, someone's son, someone's family, someone's friend. As we journey through life on a trek unknown, none of us can travel that journey without the help of at least someone else. So take a moment to reflect on all those you have loved and known as we share our heartfelt tribute to those who never make it home.
Thank you, Kath, and thanks to the headliners for that beautiful rendition. I've heard a couple of times now that in the evening of May the 4th there was a call for emergency because a mariner and his yacht were in difficulties in seas around Ballina. The seas at the time were very rough and conditions were atrocious. As you heard, a crew of 6 brave volunteers from the Ballina Marine Rescue answered the call, and as we know, their boat was overturned and tragically 2 crew members never made it home, Bill Ewan and Frank Peach. At this point, though, we should also acknowledge that the lone yachtsman, Matthew Clayton, lost his life also. Today, as a mark of respect, we offer our sympathy to Matthew's family and his friends. But very briefly, I'll tell you just a little about Bill and Frank. Bill Ewan was born in Scotland and came to Australia in 2012. He'd already been through trauma of losing his wife in Scotland and came to visit his daughter for a 1-year holiday. However, Bill remained in Australia, where he met and married his loving wife, Kerry. Once in our area, though, Bill joined the Marine Rescue Service and served for approximately 10 years. He remained very loyal to his Scottish heritage, and it's often been quipped that he never really ever lost his accent. Bill was 78. Frank Peach was born in Germany, and like Bill, came to Australia to see the world. He stayed also. He met and married Janet, and that was over 30 years ago. Frank was a type of guy who would give everything a go, but not just have a go at things, he had to excel. His interests included photography, rock climbing, clay shooting, tying ropes and knots, and he was also a fitness instructor. He went all out on anything that he attempted. Frank joined Marine Rescue as a volunteer about 3 years ago, and he gave it his all, as he has with every other thing. Whenever there was a call for a volunteer, Frank was always there. He was the go-to man. Frank had experience in sailing in Germany, so it was only follows that he was drawn back to the sea. Frank was 62. Both sailors had a lot in common. They were both born overseas. They both chose to live in our part of the world. They were both family men. They were both volunteers with Marine Rescue, and sadly, they both gave their lives out of care and concern for others. Both men were very humble, but I'm sure their families appreciate the thanks and the support of this community. To their wives, to Kerry, to Janet, and your extended families, I offer the sympathy, thoughts and prayers of this community. I hope that in some way our love and support can assist you in trying to recover from such a terrible time in your lives. We must not forget the other 4 brave volunteers on the rescue vessel. However, they didn't want to be named in this today. All sustained serious injuries, cuts, abrasions, broken bones. Recovery time for some will be long and painful. Not only have they been affected, but the injuries have been felt by family, friends, and especially the Marine Rescue family. So on their behalf, I thank their close friends, their family, and the community in general for wrapping their arms around them to help them deal with the accident, both physically and emotionally. And I'm sure time and support from loved ones will help heal their pain in a small way. Again, our admiration and thanks to Frank and Bill and the other 4 crew members who have sacrificed so much. I'd like just to close by quoting a farewell to seafarers and sailors. We wrote your name in the sky, but the wind blew it away. We wrote your name in the sand, but the waves washed it away. We wrote your name in our hearts, and forever it will stay. We honour a life that was lived to the full. We honour a spirit now free. You will be remembered whenever we say, fair winds and a following sea. I'd like to invite Chaplain Alan Bates from Marine Service New South Wales, who has a reflection and a blessing for us. Thanks.
We gather here today to remember Matthew Clayton, a man that loved the sea. We're also gathered here today to honour 2 first responders, Bill Ewan and Frank Peach, 2 brave men who gave their lives in the service of others. They embodied the highest calling of selflessness, braving the perils and unpredictable seas to bring others to safety. They were true to the Marine Rescue motto. Let's make it if you're a Marine Rescue person, please stand and say the motto with me. Please stand, Marine Rescue people. Let's say it together. We are about what? Saving lives on the water. Thank you. Their loss is not only deeply felt by their families, their loved ones and the whole Ballina community, but also by all their marine rescue companions and comrades right across Australia, and also right throughout Australia, all the marine rescue family and many interstate people are represented here today. To the families, we say, the marine rescue family right across Australia grieves with you today. As a marine rescue chaplain, I think in terms of spirituality. You know, Bill and Frank had a spiritual bond with their Ballina comrades. They were part of a strongly bonded team. Bill and Frank trusted in their training. They had faith, especially in each other, to challenge wind, wave and water. The following is an adaptation from a poem by David Harkins. You can shed a tear that Bill and Frank are gone, or you can smile because they have lived. You can close your eyes and think they will come back, or you can open your eyes and see that all that Bill and Frank have left. Your heart can be happy, your heart can be empty because you can't see them, or you can be full of the love and camaraderie that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember them and only that they have gone, or you can cherish their memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what Bill and Frank would want. Smile, open your eyes, love and go on. I'd now like to say a blessing on all gathered here today. Gentlemen, please remove your headwear. Thank you. May the community gather around and give sincere support to all those who are grieving the passing of Bill and Frank. May their sacrifice not be forgotten. May their heroism be emulated right across the marine rescue family and all the first responders in this fair land of Australia. May this memorial today be part of the healing to restore hope and peace to this community. May all gathered here today go from this place with a renewed vision of service for others. Let it be so. Thank you.
Thank you, Chaplain. Now I'd like to invite Her Excellency and Mr Wilson to lay a wreath in honour of Bill and Frank. I'd now like to call on Nola Watson and Commissioner Todd Andrews to lay their wreath as well. They will be followed by Nola Watson and Commissioner Andrews. Sorry, they'll be followed by Janelle Saffin. Our next wreath will be laid by Tamara Smith, MP. And next wreath, Mayor Sharon Cadwallader. I invite everyone now to turn your attention to the large screen here behind me, and very shortly there will be a video, a tribute to Marine Rescue. And those wishing to lay floral tributes may do so while the video is being screened.
You say you don't know where you go, so come. The wind in your hair, birds keep flying away, away, away. Ooh, lost in your world. Ooh, Fingers in your hand keep sailing away, away, away. Lost in your world. Memories of home. Lost in your world. Looking for home. Lost in your world. Memories of home. Lost in your world. Looking for home. Lost in your world. Memories of home. Lost in your world. Looking for home.
This tragedy has affected just about everyone in our shire. I'd now like to invite Mayor Sharon Cadwallader from the Ballina Shire Council to speak on behalf of the community.
Wasn't that a lovely tribute? To everyone gathered here today, thank you so much for being here. Your Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beasley, ACKC Governor of New South Wales, Commissioner Todd Andrews, Unit Commander Peter Hill, and Mr Phil Chapman, OAM JP, fellow councillors, members of Parliament, distinguished guests, members of Marine Rescue New South Wales, our emergency services colleagues, volunteers, families, friends, and members of our wonderful community. Today we gather with heavy hearts, but also with the quiet hope that by standing together, we continue our journey of healing. We gather to honour those remarkable men, Bill Ewan and Frank Petch, to remember their lives, their service, and their unwavering commitment to helping others. But we also gather to acknowledge something much bigger, the profound impact this tragedy has had on our community, on the families who have lost so much, on the volunteers who were injured, on those who responded that day, and on every person whose life has been touched by the events of May 4. For many Australians, marine rescue volunteers are simply the people who answer the call when someone's in trouble on the water. But here in Ballina, they're much more than that. They're our neighbours, our workmates, our friends, our family. They're the people we see at the supermarket, at the football, at community events, at the gym, and along our beautiful river. They are ordinary people who quietly chose to do extraordinary things for complete strangers. And that is why this loss has been felt so very deeply. As Mayor and a long-time Ballina local, I've been fortunate to get to know many members of the Ballina unit over the years. I've seen their professionalism, their humour and their camaraderie, their willingness to drop everything when someone needs help. And like many people here today, I've also had the privilege of calling them my friends. Seeing friends injured while serving others is something I never imagined I'd ever witness. And yet in the darkest moments, I've also witnessed something extraordinary. I've seen a community wrap its arms around those who needed it most. We've seen flowers placed quietly by the river, messages arriving from across Australia, neighbours checking on neighbours, meals delivered, volunteers supporting volunteers. People who'd never met Bill and Frank, simply just stopping to pay their respects. These acts may seem small, but together they tell the story of Ballina, don't they? It's a community that shows up for one another. A community that understands that healing is something we do together. Today, we remember Bill and Frank's extraordinary service. Two men who answered countless calls. They did it without hesitation, and they gave their time so freely. Like all our first responders, they embodied the spirit of service that defines Marine Rescue New South Wales. Their legacy is measured not only in the lives they've helped save, but in the example that they set for others. They remind us that courage is often quiet and service is often humble, and that the greatest acts of heroism are often carried out by people who never, ever seek recognition. Today we remember Bill and Frank's extraordinary service, but we also honour every volunteer who answered the call on May 4 and every volunteer who answers the call each and every other day. The Marine Rescue crews, the SES volunteers, Surf Life Saving members, our volunteer firefighters, and the many emergency service personnel who responded with courage, professionalism and compassion in unimaginably difficult circumstances. Some were called to help complete strangers. Others found themselves responding to friends and fellow volunteers. Many carry memories of that day that will remain with them for the rest of their lives. Their service on that day and every day deserves our deepest gratitude and our enduring support. To the families of Bill and Frank, to the injured volunteers and their families, to every member of Marine Rescue Ballina, and to every volunteer and every emergency responder who stood together on May 4 and who continues to stand ready to answer the next call. Please know that this community stands beside you. Today, our flags, they all fly at half-mast. But our gratitude extends far beyond this day as we honour every volunteer who quietly steps forward day after day in service of our community. On behalf of our entire community, thank you. We are deeply grateful for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Sharon. So what have we been doing today? We've been honouring those in our community who have paid the supreme sacrifice in keeping our community safe. We have acknowledged the commitment of all volunteers who give their time and their energy for the betterment of our community. Frank and Bill and the boat crew answered the emergency call for assistance. They all responded without thought for personal safety, but they did all expect to return home to their loved ones. Today I look around and I see badges, ribbons and medals. All I admit are well deserved. And I expect there will be some acknowledgement associated with this tragedy as well. But what the medals don't show are the many sleepless nights our volunteers are on duty, keeping our community safe. They don't show the lives of mates that have been lost during rescues, or the weight of a tragedy on those left behind. They don't show the lasting injuries both to mind and body. They don't show the support of loved ones who have maintained homes and families while they've been away volunteering. The medals don't show time spent, the strength needed and the years of youth that have been lost. Today I hope we can all look past the medals and appreciate the people who wear them. So what can we do to honour our volunteers? Well, put very simply, you can join a volunteer group to help. We all have different abilities, and I'm sure each and every one of us can find something that we are able to do. Every volunteer group I know is screaming out for help. One comment made to me last month was the surprise that the age of the crew members. Well, that's because we're all getting old. We're all getting tired. Remember, many hands make light work. So you might be able to help by joining Vinnie's or an op shop to assist those in need. Maybe a service club like Rotary or Lions. Maybe Legacy assisting war veterans or families. Maybe Paradise FM, our local radio station, all run by volunteers. Maybe the Marine Rescue, SES or our Lifesavers. Your interest might be in flora or fauna, dune care, Meals on Wheels. Maybe reading at a school or visiting residents in a nursing home. There is literally something for everyone. So my challenge to everyone today is, don't let the lives of these men be in vain. You see, you are the positive evidence that their influence hasn't just ceased because they have left us. They are challenging us to make our own lives more meaningful and to give some meaning to their lives. So join some group to help take their place. In that way, you will be giving continuing purpose and a meaning to their lives. That is what they would want us to do. That is what we can do. That is how we build community. I'd like to invite the headliners again now to lead us in the national anthem. And I also ask all those who are able to stand to please do so and join in. And a reminder that only those in uniform wearing headdress are required to salute.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gift of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant sun
everyone. Please be seated. Just like to conclude today by saying a special thanks to Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beasley. And we know how precious your time is, but I assure you your presence here today has brought much comfort and to our community, so thank you. Thanks to all our special guests and all speakers for your kind and inspiring words. Thanks to Marine Service for giving us the opportunity, Marine Rescue for giving us the opportunity to pay our respects to Bill and Frank and the boat crew. Thanks to the New South Wales Government, the Ballina RSL Club, the Ballina RSL Sub-Branch, Cyber Solutions, JTS Jackson Technical Services and Videon. Thanks to Kath and the headliners and all volunteer groups represented here today. And also thanks to Paradise FM for their support in getting the message of today's service out there. And to the community of Ballina, what a great show of support. We're all so proud of you. Remember to give someone a hug today, and I hope for your safe return to your homes and to your loved ones. And now, if you're able, I invite you to please stand for the departure of Her Excellency and Mr. Dennis Wilson. Please stand. You can now be seated. I invite the headliners to close our service today with an Irish blessing. So thank you, one and all.
May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, your face. May the rain fall softly, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His hand.
Thanks to the headliners. Thanks, everyone. That concludes our service today. And again, thanks for your love and your support.